Have you got important exams looming in the next few months? And are you feeling anxious about how to revise effectively? As a teacher of Physics A-level for over 25 years, I have taught thousands of students and helped many of those students get very high grades. This video will give you a 5-step guide on how to revise effectively for Physics A-level and to get the highest possible grade you can get. Effective revision involves organisation, time management, self-discipline, motivation and also good study skills, a whole range of skills. The amount of revision required to succeed at A-level always comes as a big shock to students. So you need to get on the upward spiral of positivity where you start understanding more, feeling more confident and enjoying the subject, hopefully, as opposed to the downward spiral of negativity, low confidence and procrastination. So let's get into those 5 steps. So step 1 is make a start. This is what I call the application of backside to chair strategy, namely that you have to put the hours in. So you already know this and you've been told this lots of times because it is absolutely true. The earlier you start revising, the more thorough your revision will be, the less stressed out you will be, hopefully, and also the higher grade you will get in the final exams. But you have to make a start. So take a deep breath and make a start. So you can do it now or maybe tomorrow, but do it soon. And it might feel scary, it might feel overwhelming, but you have to make a start. So set aside an hour or two to start planning and to think about the big details. So the dates of the exams, the weeks you have available, any other commitments you might have, the grade that you want or that you need to get to pursue your dream in the future. So think about where you want to be in a few years' time. So in a particular career or maybe at a particular university, take a deep breath and make a commitment to putting in the hours. Now you might have a big emotional response to this first stage. That is normal, so breathe through it, tell yourself something positive, say that you can do this and make a start. So you need to gather together all the resources that you think you'll need. So the most important is going to be the textbook for the course. This has all the information that you need laid out in a structured way with worked examples and key points and extension questions. So many students just don't bother with the textbook. You really need the textbook. If you're serious about the course, get the textbook. So they can be a little bit pricey, maybe £30 new, but you can get them cheaper secondhand. And hopefully your library at college will have a copy you can borrow for free. You can also get the revision guide and the workbook if you're going to get the textbook at the same time. So other key resources are the specification and the formula booklet. So you can probably get paper copies of these from your teacher. If not, you can download a digital copy. We'll discuss these more later on in the video. You need to get all the resources from your lessons, so the notes, the worksheets, the exam questions. Hopefully you've been super organised and you have all of these in one place. If not, then find one of your colleagues and an organised student and ask them very nicely if you can copy their notes and look after their notes, especially if you missed any lessons. So you need lots of past papers with the mark schemes, so you can find these on exam board websites or your college website or your VLE. And ask your teacher if you're not sure where they are. And they may have put together some compilations of exam questions by topic, which are also very useful. You need to find out what support is available at your college. So most colleges will offer weekly support sessions, and if they don't, then just ask your teacher for help. So most teachers are really great people, they want you to succeed, and they will do whatever they can to support you. So ask them nicely, try to get some regular support. So regular support sessions make a huge difference to your final grade. Another really important resource is your study space. So where are you studying and revising? You need a calm, well-lit, spacious environment where you can concentrate for several hours at a time without being disturbed. This could be at home or it could be at college, but that's a really, really important resource you need to get sorted. Step 3 is identify and plan. So this is where you study the specification. It's a big, intimidating document, so take a deep breath and read through it. Look at the list of the concepts, the skills required. It can feel a bit overwhelming, but it is absolutely essential that you know what you need to know. You're aware of the full comprehensive list of skills. So you can print it out as a paper copy or maybe change the format, but work through the statements for each topic and review how well you know each point. So traffic light colours are quite useful. You can use red, amber or green to reflect how confident you feel about each particular point. It also tells you the topics in each paper, which is important, any experiments you need to know, practical skills, the math skills you're expected to have. So you can look at the command words that are used in the exams that you need to be familiar with, how many marks are allocated for each type of question, and also the type of question in each exam. So there's an enormous amount of information in the specification. So do use that resource. You've got to be very familiar with the formula booklet. This is so important. You get given this in the exam. So get yourself a copy and really study it. So make sure you know where all the formula are, what the symbols mean, and which formula, if any, are not actually given. That's very important. So you need to spend a few hours planning how you will use your time over the next few weeks or months. So get a piece of paper, maybe A3 paper and a ruler, and make a calendar. So do the weeks or the days, and you can do this in a whole range of different ways. Write the exam dates, that's really important, and any other commitments like birthdays or part-time work or whatever it might be. And then ask yourself, can you make any changes or move things around to give you a bit more time? So then you need to fill in this planner that you've made with the topics or skills that you need to revise each week. So this is going back to the specification. So I recommend you start with the topics you feel less confident about, but you may choose to start on the easier topics and kind of break yourself in gently, as it were. So this piece of paper, once you've got it established, needs to be a dynamic document. So if you miss a day or fall behind, don't beat yourself up, don't give yourself a hard time, but you might need to make changes so you still cover all the content and the ideas in time for the exams. If you have this overview, this planning document, this will give you the confidence in your revision and hopefully take away some of the stress and the uncertainty and the panic you might feel because it's all in hand. So just tell yourself, I've planned it, it's all in hand, all will be okay. Right, step 4 is revising and possibly learning. Hundreds of books have been written on revision techniques, and revising can be very individual with different techniques working for each individual. So, however, that said, there are some universal approaches which are valid for everybody, I would argue. Your starting point is to learn all the definitions. So most exam boards expect you to learn between 50 and 100 statements of definitions and laws and principles for the exam. You must get these easy marks. These are the 1 or 2 recall marks. Also, the definitions are the laws and the principles on which the subject is based, so you need to understand them. So if you don't have a comprehensive list of definitions, look on Physics and Maths Tutor, it's a good resource, or look in your textbook, they should be listed there, or just ask your teacher to create a list if you're not able to make the list yourself. So using all the resources mentioned earlier, you can make revision notes, flashcards, revision posters and Quizlet quizzes and so on. There's lots and lots of tools available. All of these are very, very effective and are much better than just staring at a textbook until your eyes go out of focus. There's no benefit in that. You have to be thinking and writing and checking your understanding. So although revising should be about reviewing your learning, many students have to learn these concepts from scratch, either because you didn't understand them in the first place, or maybe you missed the lesson, or because you just forgotten it, or you didn't understand it clearly the first time round. So there are lots of online videos you can use. I would recommend the videos on my YouTube channel, Grade A Physics. So these are comprehensive physics lessons which break down the concepts step by step and give lots of worked examples and lots of exam questions with model answers. So check those out. Alternatively, you can ask your teacher in the support sessions to explain any concepts you are struggling with. Right, the final stage, step 5, is practice. So this is perhaps the most important stage, applying your learning. So start off with some straightforward questions from the textbook or from your notes, from lessons, and then build up to the more complex exam questions. You need to answer as many questions and as many exam questions as possible to improve your understanding in a range of different contexts. So whatever they throw at you in the exam, you feel like you've seen those questions before. That's really important. So the more papers and exam questions you complete, the more confident you will feel. And as mentioned, you'll start to see a pattern of the type of questions that come up each year. There's only a fixed amount of content they can examine you on, so get used to as many different questions as possible. So Grade A Physics on YouTube has got a good selection of exam questions with work solutions and focuses on some really high-level questions, Grade A and Grade A star, so check those out. You will need to practice synoptic questions, which bring together multiple topics, and also the longer response questions, which are usually the 6-mark questions. We need to explain concepts in detail. So these are both higher order questions which you need to be confident with, especially if you're looking for those high A star grades. So both of these will be looked at in a separate video on Grade A Physics. So when you feel more confident, you need to start to time yourself on complete past papers. So this is quite challenging, and maybe do this later on in your revision process. This will train you to work under pressure and will get you thinking about exam technique. For example, time management. So look at the marks allocated for each question. So typically 1 minute per mark might be a good thing to aim for. Highlighting key information in each question. Using the correct terminology in your answers, that's really important, and structuring your written answers. And a really important one, which I tell my students all the time, is show your working clearly. If the working is clearly laid out, even if you get the wrong answer, you can get 1, 2, or maybe more marks for your working out, but you must have clear working out. You can also practice anxiety management as well. So think about positive affirmations and breathing techniques, and there's a whole range of other techniques as well. You may also want to study with a friend, and you can take turns at explaining concepts and ideas to each other, which is a really good proven way to get a deeper understanding of some of the difficult concepts. We've covered a large number of revision ideas and content in this video. There's a lot of stuff here. So you may not be able to do everything that we've talked about, but the more you can do, the better your revision will be, and hopefully the higher your final grade will be at the end of the course. So if this has been helpful, please like and subscribe to Grade A Physics. Wishing you all the very best of luck in your upcoming exams. Go for it, you can do it.